Mom needs a break. Look, dads, mom works hard. She's with the kids most of the time during the week. She has been overworked, underpaid, overstimulated, and needs some time to herself. Now's the chance for you to get the kids, go outside, give mom some much needed mental health space, and you can take the kids, go out and make some memories at the same time. Look, there's a lot of stuff out there about moms being strong and getting outside with their kids even without dad. I think that's awesome. That's so great. More power to you moms that are willing to get out there with your kids while dad's at work or whatever the case is. To me, getting kids outside into nature as much as possible, I think is something super important. And so any way that it happens is great, but I'd also like to encourage you, dad, to get out with the kids, even if it means going without mom. I know that can be intimidating, but hear me out. I've got 10 points here to encourage or inspire you to get outside with the kids.
Hooray!
All right, number one, the importance of dads spending quality time with their kids without mom. While it's crucially important for both parents to be involved in raising their children, it's often common for dads to not feel comfortable or confident in taking the lead on activities with their kids. And it's totally normal. I totally get it. You're not in the daily rhythm of like knowing what to pack or knowing what the kids are gonna need. Anticipating those needs is a little bit harder if you're not doing it on a regular basis. It's totally understandable, but it's important for dads to overcome this anxiety, push through the fears, step up to the plate, and go anyway. Spending one-on-one time with your kids allows you as a dad to build a stronger bond, develop trust and intimacy in your relationship, and create memories that you're gonna have for the rest of your life. Number two, overcoming that fear and anxiety of doing things alone as dad with the kids. Look, you're not gonna do it as well as mom. You're not gonna think of everything. You're not gonna be able to anticipate every possible need. You're going to forget something. You're going to forget multiple things. I've done it almost every time. But you know what? It still works out. We make do. It may not be as perfect, or you may wish you had something that mom would have remembered or whatever the case is, but kids are resilient and you end up having a fun time and it's worth it. It's okay if things don't go just perfectly. Just do your best. It may look different, but it's the getting out that matters. A lot of dads are going to feel hesitant in this area, but it's important to step out of your comfort zone, overcome the anxiety, and by doing so, you're going to build confidence. You're going to show your kids that you are capable and create lasting memories. And the more you do this, you may not be doing it on a daily basis, but if you're doing it even once a month or on the weekends or something like that, you're going to continue to get better and better and feel that confidence, overcome that anxiety that you had before. Number three, the benefits of dad-child bonding time for both dad and the child. Spending quality time with dad can have a significant positive impact on a child's well-being, including increased self-esteem, better communication skills, and even improved academic performance. And for dads, spending time with your kids, believe it or not, can actually reduce stress, promote emotional well-being, and strengthen the bond between dad and child. Dads, when you're out with your kids, you're going to be forced to slow down and things might be chaotic. Kids may be stressful in other ways, but it's going to help you to refocus on what's important and what matters, allow you to disconnect from other stresses in your life like work or other things that might be weighing on you, and kind of force you to just focus on the moment and spend time with your kids, which is really what it's all about, right? All right, number four, the impact dads have on kids' social, emotional, and academic development. There's studies that show that children who have involved dads are more likely to have higher self-esteem, better relationship with peers, and greater emotional intelligence. Dads who prioritize spending time with their kids can help foster these positive outcomes. Academically, research shows that children who have involved dads are more likely to do well in school, have higher grades, and are more likely to attend college. Dads, with your presence in your children's lives, you can support their learning abilities and help them succeed. All right, number five, teaching your children valuable life skills and lessons. So not only is getting outside with your kids a great opportunity to teach them skills like knife handling, safe knife handling, or knot tying, or other outdoor related skills like that, it's also a great opportunity to learn valuable life skills like problem solving, communication, and teamwork. Dads, you can use outdoor activities to teach your kids lessons in perseverance and hard work. Dads, you can use activities to teach your kids lessons in perseverance, hard work, and responsibility. All right, number 6, sharing the load of parenting. Look, parenting is an overwhelming responsibility, but it is a joint responsibility. And dads should take an active role in the caregiving. Set mom up for a mental health break. Let her go out and get a coffee or a pedicure or go for a walk by herself. But don't just send mom out and stay home and keep the kids alive. Go out and plan an adventure with them. You're never gonna remember all the times that you sat around in the living room entertaining your kids with toys while you're half scrolling on your phone, but you're gonna create memories if you go outside and find an adventure to go on with them. All right, number 7, a few practical tips for dad-kid activities that can be done without mom. Obviously, hiking, one of the most simple and basic activities that you could do with your kids. Easy, low cost, low barrier to entry. Just get out there, hit the trail, go for as long as you can, enjoying the great outdoors. Fishing is another great one. My experience is that a lot of kids are super excited to go fishing. Typically, if you look around in your town or city, there's usually fishing ponds that are designed or designated specifically for kids. And these are usually stocked, are easier for teaching kids how to fish. It's usually easier to catch fish there. They're easy to access. This can be an awesome entry-level dad-kid activity. Another great dad-kid activity is geocaching. If this is something you haven't tried yet or you're not familiar with, definitely encourage you to look into it. I'm gonna be making a video about how to geocache with your kids soon, so if you wanna check that out, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. But it's definitely something that encourages your kids to be excited about getting out and going on adventures. It's kind of like a little mini treasure hunt, and it gives you a destination to your journey and kind of helps give the kids something to look forward to. If you're ready to bump it up a notch, don't be afraid to take your kids camping without mom. I made a whole video about this. I can link it up here. I think that taking your kids camping can be an amazing bonding and one-on-one time that you get to have with your kids. And there's just something about being outside and sleeping on the ground, out under the stars, that can really just strengthen your relationship with your kid. And dads, don't be afraid to take a road trip. If mom's gonna be, away for a weekend, or, she needs to have more of a break, or you wanna just take some of the kids or something like that. One personal example is a year and a half ago, when we were adopting our 3rd kid, it came up suddenly and we were about to leave for a road trip with our bigger kids, literally sitting in the driveway, and we got the call about the adoption. And so we scrambled, tried to figure out what to do. It was all the way across the country, and we ended up deciding that it was only viable for mom to go to the hospital for the adoption. And we didn't want to cancel the road trip on the big kids. And so we decided that we'd drop mom off at the airport and she would fly across the country, and dad and the big kids would go on the road trip. And so we continued on our road trip up to Montana, and I took them up to Glacier National Park. And so we shortened the road trip slightly, but man, it was such a great experience to get to go and have that time with the big kids right before the baby came. And while we would have loved to have had mom there, obviously we missed her, but I'm still glad we did it. And so don't be afraid to take something like that. It doesn't have to be something that grand or, traveling across the country like that. Point is, don't be afraid to, go drive for, an overnight or two with your kids, even if mom can't make it. I don't think you'll regret it, and you'll make memories for a lifetime. Number 8, the impact on dad's mental and physical health. It's better for your health too. Getting outside with your kids is going to make you more active, and it's going to force you to also be more active regularly so that you have the energy to go out and go hiking with your kids, or carry them in the backpack, or whatever the case is, depending on their age level. It's gonna encourage and inspire you to be more active, so that you can feel capable and confident when taking your kids outside. Number 9 is kind of an overall wrap-up conclusion, just to take the initiative, dads. Take the initiative to get your kids outside. I know it's hard when kids are little to, be able to get outside with diapers or snacks or whatever it is you need. If you got little kids, I totally get it, that it seems too intimidating and too hard, and you would rather just stay home. and entertain them in the backyard or whatever the case is. But I want to encourage you, dads, don't just suffer through this stage, you know, when your kids are little and you're just trying to like get through it until they're like more capable kids or something like that. Don't just suffer through this stage. It goes by so fast. I know everybody says that, but that's because it's true. Don't suffer through it, savor it. Get out there and make some memories. It'll be hard, there's gonna be problems, and it's not gonna go perfectly, but you will not regret it. And number 10, it's kind of a little bonus tip for you. Take lots of video. Get out there and, you know, taking photos and pictures is great. Do that too. But I encourage you, take lots of video. You're going to love to be able to look back and see those videos when the kids are older, and be able to see how cute they were, how they were toddling down the trail or whatever the case is. I definitely wish I took more video when my kids were smaller. Technology is so awesome these days that storage space and anything like that is not an issue these days. So just take that phone out and turn that video on as much as you can think about it. That'll be so important later for you to look back on those and cherish those fond memories. So I hope this encourages you dads to take the initiative, get out and do some adventures with some kids. Your kids. Make sure to subscribe and follow along. I'll be posting a lot more content about practical advice and encouragement on getting out with your kids. And if you want some tips on camping with your kids, you can check out this video I made here. And don't forget, you got this, Dad.